Good evening, I'm Sherlock Holmes. You may have heard of me. I have called you all here today to ask you a few questions. Excuse me, sir, where were you on the night of the murder?
Not me. My skirts are clean.
Young lady, you knew the victim well, didn't you?
Certainly not. Why, I'm the heroine of this little opera.
And you seem to have sufficient motives.
One never knows, does one?
And the gentleman on the right, you stood to have much to gain by his demise.
I ain't a saying. Cat's got my tongue.
And you? Your reputation precedes you.
Don't be silly. I'm the man who was murdered.
Stay tuned for another exciting episode of Hastings Mystery Theatre. And you may want to subscribe to our channel, as well as give this one a like. And your comments are surely welcomed.
Good evening. Welcome to Hastings Mystery Theater. I'm your host and mystery master, Randall Schaefer. Tonight, the corridors of mystery take us to 1939 for an RKO release entitled They Made Her a Spy. When her brother is killed by foreign saboteurs, a young woman offers to help the Army by infiltrating the gang. Well, the Army is under a lot of pressure from Congress, so they reluctantly accept her help to uncover the leaders of the sabotage ring. When this movie was released, the U.S. was not even in the war, but Hollywood seemed to know what politicians were reluctant to admit, that our entry into World War II was indeed inevitable. Movie after movie depicted spies and saboteurs with German and Japanese sounding names. The government feared for a while that such movies might ignite pro-war sympathies, but after Pearl Harbor, the military actually encouraged Hollywood to continue making these kinds of films. Our stars tonight are Sally Eilers and Alan Lane. Sally Eilers was educated in Los Angeles and followed several of her school friends into movie work. She had just a minor career in the movies, and she died in 1978 at the age of 69. Alan Lane had a bigger career. He was born in Indiana in 1909. He played varsity sports at Notre Dame, and he's best remembered for being one of 3 actors to play Red Ryder in the Western series of the same name. He later worked in television, where he's best remembered as the voice of the talking horse, Mr. Ed. Let's return to 1939 and enjoy They Made Her a Spy.
This little brainchild of mine performs the way I taught it.
Wonder what's keeping the colonel.
Don't worry. He's known as the punctual hero. He always appears at the hour of zero.
Am I late, gentlemen?
No, sir.
No, of course not. It's not quite the hour of zero. At ease. Mr. Eaton, I've been hearing a great many fine things of you for some time. If your new explosive works the way it should, I'm afraid you're in line for a promotion.
Thank you, sir. But if the Army accepts it, that'll be enough.
Well said, Eaton. Shall we see how it works?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Drake. Mr. Drake, this is Irene Eaton. I'm afraid I'm going to have to leave my position. I'm sorry, I won't be able to give you any notice. I have to leave immediately. Yes, it's about my brother. Thank you. It's very kind of you.
No, sirree. I tell you, brother, it's getting so we ain't safe in our own beds. Not one bit. With all these spies, sabotage, explosions, airplane wrecks.
But the War Department...
The War Department. You know what I always say? Too much red tape. That's what I always say. Too many politicians getting in the way of everything. Cluttering up all the machinery. Why, it's getting so we ain't safe in our own beds.
Well, I think...
Now, listen, brother, if you'll just give me a chance to talk, I'll tell you what I think. You know what we need in Washington? Huh? Less red tape. That's what.
Oh.
Irene Eaton to see Colonel Shaw. He's expecting me.
Will you be seated, please?
No, gentlemen. I don't want you to feel that I'm prying into your department.
No one pries into this department, Mr. Brock. You and the rest of your administration will just have to accept the results of our effort.
Miss Eaton is waiting.
Have her wait.
What are the results of your efforts? Nothing. Your failure to provide the administration with an effective answer to these spy sabotage charges has been embarrassing. That's why I was sent here to suggest that unless some definite action is forthcoming,
Mr. Brock, this department is functioning on all cylinders, and any suggestions from political sources are entirely unwelcome.
I'll stop in again soon, gentlemen, to congratulate you, I hope.
Meddling incompetence. Oh, I don't blame Brock and his political family for being embarrassed. I am myself. So are you.
Embarrassed, maybe, but incompetent? My record here for the past 10 years has been...
Yes, I know. Only this time we haven't done well. This spy ring has been operating for a year. And how much have we uncovered? Send in Miss Eaton. Lieutenant Eaton's sister.
What does she want?
I don't know.
How do you do?
How do you do, Miss Eaton? I'm Colonel Shaw. This is Marvin Page, our counselor. Lieutenant Colonel Wilson.
How do you do, Miss Eaton? We've met before.
Yes, I remember. I was with my brother.
Won't you sit down?
Thank you.
Miss Eaton, I've already expressed my meager condolences.
I know, sir. That isn't why I came.
Well, that letter didn't at all express the deep personal loss we feel. Your brother would undoubtedly have been a great engineer. It's tragic that he didn't see his last invention proven successful.
Colonel Shaw, is it true that someone was responsible for my brother's death?
Well, let me put it this way. Your brother's death was but one of many, too many in the past year. It was brought about by an organization, powerful and cunning, guided by a brilliant brain. Now, I'm telling you all this, Miss Eaton, so that you'll understand the broad causes behind your brother's death.
I want to do something about it.
Won't you just accept our thanks for your offer and...
No, I won't. If you won't let me work with you, then I'll do all I can alone.
One moment, gentlemen. While you've been arguing with Miss Eaton, I've become greatly impressed with her possibilities. Since we've had so little luck working with experienced operatives, most of whom seem to be known, and since pressure has been brought to bear, which leaves us little time to solve this case, why don't we take a chance with Miss Eaton?
I'll tell you why, Colonel. Because in this work, experience is necessary.
Oh, I know it's unusual, but I have faith in Miss Eaton. Faith in her intelligence, her appearance, even in her bitterness. I'm going to give her a chance.
Thank you, Colonel Shaw.
Colonel Shaw, may I...
You may pull up a chair and help us get on to brass tacks. Now, Miss Eaton, before I tell you anything about this undertaking, I must warn you, it'll be dangerous.
I understand.
More than one of our operatives has been killed at this job.
I'm not afraid.
Well, it's noble to die for one's country, Miss Eaton, but it's also noble and more practical to live for it.
I won't let you down, if I can help it.
Good. Suppose you give Miss Eaton an outline of the brief data we have to work with.
Certainly. Well, we start with a spy ring that we know exists. We've seen its work.
One of the few bits of tangible evidence that we have is the unusual activity in a restaurant here, the Dome Cafe.
The Dome? Why, I've been there.
Well, we've already planted one of our operatives there. Now, would you be willing to assist him, Miss Eaton?
I'd be more than willing.
Before you go, you'll be given your last instructions and the best of our advice. But once you've left this building, you must not come back under any circumstances.
All you need to know about our man at the Dome Cafe is that he calls himself Gillian. He is waiter number 4.
Gillian, waiter number 4.
Good afternoon, Senator.
Good afternoon, Robert. May I have my usual table?
Yes, sir. I took the liberty of reserving it for you.
Fine.
The Senator's table.
Yes, sir.
I hope you find the steak tender, miss.
So do I. There's nothing like American food, is there?
No, ma'am. Will you have your coffee now?
Yes, please.
The steak wins.
Oh!
Allow me.
Please don't bother.
It's no bother at all. There.
Thank you.
Don't mention it.
Is something wrong?
No, except it's impossible to cut that steak.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'll change it for you.
Never mind, I'll just have the coffee.
I'd be very glad to change it.
And the check, please.
Say, waiter, do you suppose the young lady would mind if I took that steak home with me? You see, I have a little pup, just crazy about steak.
Why, I guess it'd be all right, sir.
Well, just put it in a paper bag, please.
Yes, sir.
That'll be all right.
Thank you.
I hope you don't think I'm rude.
You leave me very little choice.
Do you like dogs?
No.
Neither do I. That's why I'm feeding Snooksy your steak. What do you like?
Privacy. I beg your pardon. Could you tell me where I can find Dr. Krull?
Who?
Dr. Krull, K-R-U-L-L.
Krull. Krull. I'm sorry, madam, but I don't believe there's anyone here by that name.
I happen to know there is.
I'm quite sure you're mistaken, madam. But possibly our manager might be able to help you.
Thank you.
Yes?
Pardon me, Mr. Dawson, but this young lady's inquiring after a Dr. Krull. She insists there's someone here by that name. Could you help her?
Well, not offhand. Will you come in, miss? Won't you sit down, please?
Thank you.
Now then, what was the name you,
Dr. Krull. Look, pal, I haven't too much time. So don't give me the runaround.
Dr. Crow. Oh, yes. Yes, I think I know who you mean. Old Doc Crow. He eats here once in a while. A grouchy old guy.
Where can I find him?
I'm afraid I couldn't say.
Are you sure? Because I have something to sell him. Something he wants very much.
This Dr. Crow, how did you find out about him?
Never mind.
Who are you, and what is it you wanted to sell him?
Stop fencing, will you? I'll only talk to Krull.
If it's important enough, I might be able to get you in touch with him.
All right. Here's the story. I've got my hands on a copy of the Barzak Treaty. I know Dr. Krull would like to have it. It's for sale.
You sure you wouldn't do business with me?
Not a chance.
All right, come on.
You mean he's here? Are you?
Yes, I'm Krull.
I thought that...
It's surprising, naturally. But the safest place to hide has always been in a crowd.
Well, it doesn't impress me as being very safe. It was quite easy getting in to see you.
It's usually not so easy. But you mentioned the Barzak Treaty. My desire to have that is known by only two men, my agents. Which one sent you?
If you don't mind, let's skip the cross-examination. Getting my hands on that treaty has given me all the danger I can handle. Right now, I'm interested only in a cash deal.
Let me see the treaty.
Now, Doctor, I'll bring it here after you've agreed on a price.
And that is?
$5,000.
Pretty steep.
There are others who won't bargain.
You're very shrewd.
Make up your mind. Is it yes or no?
Yes. Bring it here at 1 o'clock tomorrow. If it's genuine, you will get the money.
Not bad.
To be simple is stupid. To employ simplicity is not.
So I noticed.
I notice that you notice things. Therefore,
I know. From now on, I'll be watched every moment.
Correct. The first wrong move you make will be your last.
That's all right, Doctor. I expected it.
Good day.
in. I'll call you back.
Hello again.
Hello?
I have a date with the doctor.
Yes, I know. May I say that you look very lovely this afternoon?
Thank you. You obviously read a lot of mystery novels, Doctor.
I find them a source of great amusement. The villains are always pictured as being so asinine and careless.
Yes, very unrealistic. I discovered that yesterday.
Oh, I hope my shadows didn't annoy you.
No, but couldn't I have a few who weren't so homely? They give me bad dreams.
I have a plan, young lady, which might make them all unnecessary. But first...
Oh, of course.
So...
Well, did I give you a bad steer?
Yes? You did? Uh-huh. All right. From the first, I've had the greatest respect for your intelligence and resourcefulness. Evidently, you have had less respect for mine. I've just learned who you are. You're Margaret Brennan, 24 years of age, born and raised in Washington, D.C. You worked as a secretary and clerk in various departments of the War Office. Last week, you were fired.
How did you find out?
Letters and papers in your room, and a notice of dismissal. Why were you fired, Miss Brennan? Was it because of...
No. I took that after I got my notice. After giving them 6 years of my life. After slaving for just a little security. Turned down for a promotion to which I was entitled.
Perfect.
What do you mean, perfect?
For my needs. You are brainy, properly resourceful, and apparently unscrupulous. In return for the use of those qualities, I offer you what you seem to want most, security. If you will agree to work for me, you can build that security in 2 or 3 years.
What would I have to do?
Does it matter?
No.
I can assure you that whatever it is, it will be entirely impersonal, and with proper precautions, quite free from danger.
And if I get into any jams?
The strongest legal and financial aid will be at your disposal, as long as you don't involve us.
When do I start?
Immediately, if you wish. You will, of course, begin with minor work until we're sure of your capabilities.
You mean until you're sure you can trust me? That's all right with me, too.
Here's $6,000.
6?
5,000 for the treaty, and 1,000 is, well, let's call it a bonus for joining.
I feel I should do something right away to start earning this.
There is something. Do you think you could get me some blank passports? It's rather a ticklish job.
For this much money, I'd get you the Statue of Liberty.
5 or 6 passports will do.
Leave it to me, Doc. May I? Spooky gadget. What's happened? Why, that's one of your waiters, isn't it?
Yes. A rather nice young chap called Gillian, an agent of the Intelligence Bureau. Our agent, we thought. But Gillian, poor fellow, we found he wasn't quite on our side.
That guy must have a bad sense of balance. Imagine falling off a roof.
You fools. Gillian wasn't double-crossing you.
How do you know?
He told me where to find you. Made me promise not to sell a tree to anyone else.
So, I'm very glad to hear that. How you discovered me was the only question mark in my mind concerning you. As for Gillian, it may have been an unfortunate mistake. But we can afford to take no chances.
I guess you're right, Doctor. Beg your pardon.
If you want a passport, lady, you'll have to wait 10 minutes for an application. This is our lunch hour.
But I don't want a passport. I'm distributing silk stockings.
There's a big sign downstairs that says soliciting isn't allowed in government buildings. Didn't you see it?
Oh, but I'm not soliciting. I'm distributing samples. As an introductory offer, my company is giving away some of its newest silk stockings at only 15 cents a pair.
Huh? You mean genuine silk stockings?
Yes, and beautiful ones. Would you like to see them?
Would I? Say, girls, Mrs. Santa Claus just walked in. There's no catch to this, is there?
Oh, none at all. Here you are, girls. A variety of color and shade. See all you want here. Now look at all these in the pair, too. Aren't they lovely? Look them all over, but remember, only one to a girl. Here's a very nice shade.
I like
Seen those?
Huh?
These are very pretty.
I bet your boyfriend. I'm not interested.
2 gauge, 15 cents a pair. They're lovely, really. This is a very nice shade, too.
No, thank you.
Very well. Well, I guess that takes care of everybody. Hello. Is he in there?
Yes, but don't ever forget to knock.
Oh, you two creepy people.
You know, you're one of us now, and...
I don't think so. I only work here. Well, I got them.
What, already?
There's no limit to what a silk stocking can do.
Obviously not.
Here they are. Doctor, I don't like to start complaining so early in the deal, but...
But what?
Well, you promised me everything would be completely impersonal, didn't you?
Of course.
Well, Ben hasn't done anything yet. Well, he has that glint in his eye, and... Well, I don't want to do anything to antagonize him or anything.
Yes, Doctor?
See here, Ben. I've told you more than once to keep your amours entirely outside of the organization. I don't intend to warn you again.
But I...
That's all.
I gather this isn't the first time.
Ben's lack of romantic self-control is a pitiful thing. But I don't think he'll trouble you further.
I'm sure of it. Well, Doctor, what's next on the agenda?
Plenty. We can get down to some serious business now.
Extra, extra, read all about it. Thank you, lady. Extra, extra, read all about big investigation. Extra, extra, read all about it.
I can see Brock's fist very plainly behind this investigation.
What have we heard from Johnson?
No progress.
Edwards? And the others?
Nothing that I haven't already reported to you.
In short, the committee starts tearing us apart in just 15 days. And all we'll be able to do is sit back and take it.
I don't know. Eaton may come through yet.
Now, Colonel Shaw.
Well, I hate to keep rubbing it in, but after all, gentlemen, most of the information that we've received about the spy ring has come from that girl.
Well, they'll probably find out who she is.
How? Through you? Or Wilson here? Or me? No, gentlemen. Our amateur ace in the hole is quite safe, and I suggest that we continue concentrating on her leads.
Remember, then, I'm trusting you now with something vital.
Afraid?
No. Could you take chances with an automobile, if necessary?
I learned driving from a New York cabbie.
That'll do, I guess. You're going to take a trip. One of our operators is coming in by boat from Canada, carrying some very important documents. Tomorrow night, the boat will be at this point off the coast of Maryland. He will leave the ship there and swim to shore. You will be waiting for him at this cove, meet him with dry clothing and money, and return with him to Washington.
Kroll sent me.
Good.
You?
Oh, I'll be.
Here, put this on.
So you're in on it, too. Haven't got a steak handy, have you?
My car's parked up on the road. I've got some dry clothes in it.
It was here when I went by a little while ago.
Let's take a look around.
Are they following us?
I don't see them.
I'll turn up the next side road, just in case. Listen.
You know, you're a handy partner in crime. And a pretty one.
You're a pretty wet one. You better get into some dry clothes. Your teeth sound like castanets.
Let's get away from this main road. We'd better hide out for the night. Be much safer on the main road in the morning with all the traffic.
Seems like you've picked up the Kroll technique. Safe in a crowd.
Well, let's stop at the first thing that looks like a house, or I'll die a damp death.
There's one.
Where?
Over there.
That's all dark. Let's have a look. You suppose two are too many?
Maybe, but one of us can always sleep in the barn.
No, not me. Straw tickles my toes.
Oh. There doesn't seem to be anybody around.
Must be the country air.
I guess we'll have to go somewhere else.
Nothing doing. It says tours accommodated, and by golly, they're going to be. Oh! I was just about to use dynamite. Oh! Oh!
I like the way you work. Smooth and silent. Where are the lights?
I don't see any switches.
How do you like that? No electricity.
Ye gods, we're back in the dark ages.
Dark is right. Oh, do you think you could light these things?
Oh, wait a minute. Let me change my clothes first. I assume you still blush at the sight of undressed strangers.
All right, go ahead.
No peeking.
Oh, shut up.
What's that?
Search me.
Give me some pants, quick.
Where's the suitcase?
How should I know?
I just set it down.
Oh, hurry up, will you? There's the darndest draft here.
Oh, here it is. Good evening. Good evening.
My soul and ribs.
Good evening.
Won't you come in?
Are you folks robbers?
Oh, no, we're tourists.
The kind you accommodate, remember?
Well, ask them how they got in.
How'd you get in?
Well, we were
The door
riding
was
along.
locked, and
Yes,
it was cold outside.
Very cold.
The window was open.
Wide open.
Yes.
Ask them what they're doing.
What you doing?
Well, you see, I'll tell you what happened.
Changed my...
He fell into the water.
We were fishing off the end of the
That's
pier,
right.
and
Uh-huh.
I got a little too excited, I guess, and fell overboard.
And naturally, he got all wet.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, it was so funny.
Sounds like a fish story to me.
Oh, you can put us up for the night, can't you?
We're very tired. We've been traveling all day.
Yes.
Well,
No.
well, we've only got one room, and that we've been renting mostly to married couples.
Oh, but we're married, aren't we, dear?
Oh, of course. You see, well, it's been so long that I thought everybody knew. Or something.
Great.
I don't believe it.
We're respectable church-going folks. We are.
And we ain't aiming to turn no house of ourn into a Sodom and Gomorrah.
Look, there's my wedding ring. Doesn't that prove?
Sure, see? Our wedding ring. Are you two married?
How's that?
Why?
Well, I mean to say, you don't carry along your marriage license wherever you go, do you?
Oh, why, no. Still and all.
There. You see, you big lummox? You're always getting us into messes like this. It'll be a far-off day before you drag me out of the house again. You and your little trips.
Oh, so it's my fault again, eh? Me, always me. As it happens, dear, it was you who suggested that fishing trip.
Well, I like that.
You like that. You don't know what you like. First you want to go and then you don't. And then when you do, you nag every minute of the time.
They're married.
Yeah, a lot of pleasure I get out of going out with you.
Now, folks. Tain't no time tonight to be quarreling and fussing.
He gives me a pain.
Oh, come now, child, you mustn't carry on like that. Most likely it's on account of you're all tuckered out.
Yes, 'tis. There ain't no spat that a good night's sleep won't patch up.
Thanks very much. Think we will turn in. Which is the bedroom?
Right in there. 75 cents a night. But you can pay up in the morning. You find plenty of water in the pitcher.
Thanks. Well, are you coming?
I wish I were dead.
Looks like a wing of the Museum of Natural History.
Look, I haven't seen one of these in years.
A patch quilt. My grandmother had one.
Well, what happens now?
What usually happens now?
Oh, don't be silly. I'll tell you. I'll choose you for the bed. Loser takes the floor.
All right. What do you call?
Odd. Mm-hmm. You can have this.
Thanks. Can you spare it? Say, that wedding ring. Are you really married? Well, what are you going to do with that?
In case you walk in your sleep.
Not after a long swim, I don't. Hey.
Just to make small talk, I was known as the speedball pitcher on the Vassar baseball team.
And I was the guy on the Cornell team who always struck out.
You look like the type that would bite at a curve.
Would you mind lighting me one? Tell me, how did you happen to get mixed up in this stuff?
Let's be secret and mysterious, huh? Like in the movies.
Oh, so you're going to be like that.
Here.
Thanks.
By the way, I don't even know your name.
I don't know yours either, so that makes us even.
Well, we may have to work together sometime, so...
I never work with anyone.
Oh, a lone wolf.
Yeah?
Well, good night, Mr. Wolf.
Huh?
I said good night, Mr. Wolf.
Oh. Good night. No, the swim wasn't so tough, but I'd just as soon not try it again.
It was worth it, my boy. Well worth it.
Say, that girl you sent to help me, who was she?
Brennan. Margaret Brennan. She's been doing some excellent work. Oh, by the way, Huntley, you arrive at an opportune time. A rather dangerous assignment has come up. And as you have a working knowledge of photography, you'll have to do it.
Sure.
The War Department has perfected a stratosphere bomber, a plane that makes all other warplanes obsolete. It's equipped with a new sighter that makes aerial bombing foolproof. We must have the plans for this sighter and bomber.
How do we get them?
We've set up our photographic equipment in Belden's studio, a block away from the Air Corps office. And we've arranged to borrow the necessary blueprints through a clerk. After you photograph them, they'll be returned.
I see.
Such a beautiful invention should be put to immediate use. It's thoroughly wasted in American hands. What will they do? Nothing.
When do I start?
You'll report at the photographer's studio immediately. There you'll receive further instructions. Right. Oh, by the way, Huntley, I'm quite sure you could use an assistant on this job. How would Miss Brennan suit you?
If it's all the same to you, Doctor, I'd like to work alone.
Well, she's very capable.
I don't doubt it, but, well, being so close to the scene of action, it's a pretty dangerous spot for a woman.
Are you suggesting that you don't trust Miss Brennan?
No, it's not that. I'd just rather work alone.
Very well.
Thanks, Doctor. See you later.
There, Doctor, doesn't that prove it?
Prove what?
Why doesn't Huntley want to work with Brennan?
Well, he does seem to work better alone.
This assignment you give him is a big order. Now, he'll need help. He's worked successfully with others before, yet he definitely doesn't want this girl around him.
Oh, ridiculous.
Is it? We've only seen her 10 minutes at a time. Huntley has just spent 2 days with her. Isn't it possible that he might be a better judge than we are?
If what you say is true, we'll get the best results by assigning Miss Brennan to work with him. If he sees anything to suspect in her, he'll get in touch with me in plenty of time to do something about it. You go there and watch them.
Good idea.
I want to go home.
But we must take a picture of you, dear. The man will be out any minute now.
He's not a picture man, he's a dentist. You always try and fool me.
Why, Mother wouldn't do anything like that, dear.
Yes, you would, too.
Mr. Belden. Oh, yes, I've been expecting you. Just step right in.
But I was here first.
Yes, I know. This young lady is just one of my assistants.
Oh.
Huntley's already working in there.
Hunt. All right.
So, Mr. Huntley,
What are you doing here?
it seems we work together so well that Dr. Krell thought we should continue.
Well, I told him
You told him what?
Well, I told you, too. I always like to work alone.
Matter, don't you like me?
Well, it isn't that. It's for your own good. This job is too dangerous.
That's fine. You're looking out for my good and getting me in bad with Kroll.
How?
My dear mental giant. Don't you realize that Kroll's apt to think you don't trust me?
Krull knows I always like to work alone. Hello, let me speak to Robert, the head waiter, please. It's very important. Hello, this is Huntley. Miss Brennan just reported to me. Yes, I think it's a fine idea. Of course, you're perfectly right. It'd be a great help. Everything is just about ready to start. All right, goodbye.
Thanks.
Know anything about photography?
Enough to be a little help, I think.
All right. This is what we start on. This is the first batch of designs we've got to reproduce. The clerk who gets them doesn't know one design from the other. So to save time, we'll reproduce them all and sort out the ones we want later.
Well, there seems to be plenty to do.
Yes, and we'll have to work fast, being under the collective nose of the Intelligence Bureau.
Using Belden Photoshop, 143 Grant Avenue. Designs of new bomber taken from Air Corps office by Clerk Davis. Reproduced, then returned. Watching.
From Eaton? Why don't we close in and arrest him?
It's quite unlikely that the one man we want will be there.
How do we know Krull isn't the man we want?
Miss Eaton's quite sure there's someone behind Krull.
And what do we do now? Sit by and wait for them to copy the bomber designs?
I've removed the 3 key designs from the files. There's a whole week until the investigation starts. Meanwhile, let's give them enough rope to hang themselves.
Yes. Or us.
Try that. Yes, that's better. Now, this is the last one. I'm sure you're going to find it very, very satisfactory. Now, hold it. There we are.
Thank you, Mr. Belden. Now, about the proofs, when do you think that I'll be...
I'll call you tomorrow and let you know. And I'm sure we're going to find some very, very satisfactory ones because I've taken a great deal of pains and I know they're all very, very good.
This is Davis, our friend in the Air Corps. What progress are you making?
Slow but sure.
That's not good enough.
I know, but that's the way it is. Who's that outside?
I don't know. Sounds like Krull.
Then you're slipping.
It is. I wonder what he wants.
You'll be a lot safer if you don't wonder too much.
Isn't it better to work a little slower and be on the safe side?
There was a time when I felt I could trust you with any job.
I tell you, Doctor, we've been here day and night.
I know that, but we've been ordered to finish by tomorrow.
I'm afraid that's impossible.
Why? All the designs in the Air Corps have been made available to us?
Yes, all but 3, and they happen to be the key plans.
They must be the ones that Colonel Shaw took from the files.
So Shaw removed some plans. Why didn't you tell me this before?
I didn't think it was so very important. Besides, it isn't unusual for Shaw to take plans from the department now and then.
I don't like this. Sounds bad to me. Say, you don't think that they...
No. See here, Davis, I want you to lie low until we can...
So, did you get all the information you wanted?
Oh, he's crazy. I dropped some of the prints and stooped to pick them up.
Oh, I just wanted to tell you that I'm going out for a little while. I don't think we can depend on that girl.
Can I depend on you for anything?
Anything, and you know it.
We've got to get those key designs.
But Colonel Shaw is the only man who...
That's right.
But that's playing with dynamite, trying to strong on the Intelligence Bureau. Nothing's worth that much.
I have orders to get those designs at any cost. Maybe our undependable Miss Brennan.
I'm with you.
I don't mean to be disrespectful, Colonel, but we've relied entirely on your judgment.
Yeah, the hearings begin tomorrow, and we're no better off than we were last month.
Worse, in fact. Even a week ago, we might have organized whatever evidence we have.
But you insisted on waiting until the last minute.
I know. I'll take the blame. It was a mistake to place so much confidence in that girl. But somehow I had the strangest feeling that by this time she'd have...
Well, I've got a feeling right now that we should stop this moaning and take some action.
Good heavens, Colonel, let's not walk into that hearing room like half-wits.
Very well, gentlemen. You're right and I'm wrong. Make preparations for a comprehensive raid. Every hideout must be covered. I'll arrange for complete state and district cooperation. We'll all strike together. Now wait until you hear from me and then let them have it.
Fine.
That's more like it.
Police headquarters.
You obviously seem to think that we're bluffing, Colonel. We're not. You must tell us where you hid those key plans.
I'll tell you nothing.
Surely your life is worth more to your country than a mere invention.
You're wasting your time.
Would you prefer to be buried without military honors?
I wonder what happened to the chauffeur.
I don't know.
How about Shaw? Do you think they'll...
Where are you going?
I just thought I'd go out and get some air.
You've had orders to wait. You'd better.
It's the only thing left to do. Very possibly a nice drive in the country, together with the prospect of an untimely death, will loosen our good colonel's tongue. If it doesn't, you'd better come back without him. Is that clear?
Yes, Doctor.
Huntley and Miss Brennan will go with you. I want only experts on this trip. We've a nasty little job on our hands. You will drive the car. You and Ben will try to force the information we need from Shaw.
I suppose he doesn't want...
I've given Ben full instructions.
Be sure to get them. We'll need every possible man. Yes? Let me know when you're ready.
I'm about all set. Are you?
I will be in a few minutes.
Heard from Colonel Shaw yet?
No, you wait here for his call. I have a few details to check.
What's holding up the fun, Captain?
Awaiting orders from Colonel Shaw. Say, I better check up again.
You did that on purpose, you...
I didn't have a chance.
Cut that squabbling, you two. Come on, Ben. I think we can push it out.
Colonel Shaw. It's Irene Eaton.
Quiet. They'll get you, too.
After Shaw, we do away with the dame.
Are you sure?
Crow's orders.
Move over, I'll drive.
All right, Shaw, come on. Come on.
It's the last stop, Shaw, and your last chance to talk.
Colonel Shaw, please. Please tell them.
I'm sorry, madam, whoever you are. I can't possibly.
Wait a minute, Ben. Let me handle this. I have an old grudge to settle with military intelligence.
The pleasure is all yours.
All right, Shaw, come on.
Huntley, wait! Huntley! You let me go! Let go of me! Let go of me! You let me go! You let go! You murderer! You're both murderers!
Now it's your turn.
No, you don't, Ben.
2 or 3 miles down the first dirt road. There's been a murder. Colonel Shaw, military intelligence.
Colonel Shaw? We've been waiting for orders from him. Up to it. Cover 10 square miles. Come on, come on.
Oh, it's you. I just heard you're preparing the raid. Does that mean you've got all your evidence?
Why?
Well, if it does, I'll call off that hearing tomorrow. I'm just as anxious to avoid mudslinging as you are.
Page, I just called the district police. Shaw never got in touch with them.
Did you phone his home?
No.
Yes?
What?
It's Irene Eaton. Shaw has been murdered.
Are you sure? Who is this girl?
Mrs. Wilson, Miss Eaton.
Listen, I sent the police after the killers. I don't think they'll get away.
You listen to me, young lady. You're in danger. Do you understand? No, forget the man at the head of the ring. It's too late to think about him now. Shaw arranged a general raid for tonight. I'll order it out immediately.
I'm sorry, Colonel. I'm going to take one last crack at Crow.
Hello. Hello.
All right, let's go. You boys.
What the devil kept you? Where are the others?
We were followed. There was a fight. Doctor.
Wait. Come in here. What happened?
Ben was killed. I don't know what happened to Huntley. There's going to be a raid. That's why I came, to warn you.
Good girl.
Let's warn the others.
Let the others take care of themselves. There's only one I've got to warn. No answer. Let's call from somewhere else.
Yes?
Put Krull on the phone immediately.
Get out of here. Yes? Don't worry. Wait, Eaton. So the little girl I was beginning to like is an intelligence agent. Let me compliment you on the distinction of having fooled me longer than anyone else. But my record is still clean. I have never yet failed.
Then when he started to dial, I managed to catch the number.
I'm just beginning to realize why poor Colonel Shaw had such faith in you. We'll have this number traced immediately. Step on it, Sergeant.
Yes, sir. Are you all right, Miss Eaton?
Yes, thank you.
Sit down.
So this is the young amateur who's responsible for Shaw's death, huh?
Quiet, you fool.
Oh, I'm a fool, am I? You're smart men. You attack a professional gang with inexperienced agents, and what happens? You round up a couple of second-rate suspects and lose the finest man your department has ever had. I wasn't wrong about that investigation. You wait until tomorrow.
Colonel Shaw.
Good evening, you living mortals.
Then you're all right.
Yes, thank heaven.
Shaw,
I'm
you old
terribly
soul.
happy. Thanks. Now let's get to work.
Shaw, how did you get away?
Then Huntley didn't... I mean...
Huntley? Is that his name?
Yes,
Hey, who is he?
one of the spy rings.
Not by a darn sight. He fired 2 shots in the air and told me to run. By the way, what's happened to him? Anybody know?
Yes, he and another one were picked up. They're downstairs being grilled.
I've told you everything I know, and it's the truth. If you'll only let me get to a phone.
What did you do with the body?
Let me at that phone, will you?
What did you do with the body?
All right. I pulled up a great big oak tree with my bare hands, buried the body, and replanted the tree. Oh.
Yeah? Yeah, he's here, but he won't tell what he did with the body.
This is the body speaking. Bring him right up here, double quick.
Yes, sir. Yes, Colonel Shaw.
Well, after I escaped, it took quite a while to find a main road, but the rest was easy. Then I got into a taxi cab and hurried on here.
Here he is, Colonel.
Oh, there you are, my friend.
Hello, Colonel.
I didn't get a chance to thank you. I'm sorry you were grilled.
Grilled? Could have served me with French fried potatoes. What's she doing here? She's one of
our brightest agents.
Say, Colonel, for some time I've been trying to get to a phone. May I use one of these?
Sure. Help yourself.
Hello? Hello, General News Service? Hello, Toots. Put Kelly on, will you? Hello, Kelly? Listen, you stupid rum pot, you're all wet about that Shaw stuff. Yeah, I'm all right, and so is Shaw. He's standing right here in this office, more alive than you are. No, they tried to kill him, but didn't. Now, wait a minute, will you? Will you tell the Colonel who I am so I can get out of here? Yeah.
Yes? Well, who is this young Galahad? Oh, thank you. Let me introduce you to the General News Service reporter, George Wolfe.
Mr. Wolfe, to you.
Here it is, Colonel Wilson. We traced the address of that phone number.
Address? What address?
Miss Eaton tricked Kroll into spilling the telephone number of the man we want.
Great. That's it.
Well?
Colonel Wilson, do you recognize this address?
Take a look at this page.
Why, this is my address.
Yes, Page, and it's also the one of the man who informed Kroll about Miss Eaton.
Oh, what? You don't think that I...
Easy, Page. Can't you take a joke?
Well, no, I can't. Not a serious one like that. Good heavens. Brock lives at the same place. It's a large apartment house.
Certainly. There are also 4 congressmen, 1 cabinet member, and 2 federal judges living at the same apartment. Perhaps it's one of them.
It just happens that there are only 2 men living there who could have known Miss Eaton's identity. Brock and Page.
That's fantastic.
Perhaps. But Miss Eaton also heard the ringleader's voice, didn't you?
Yes.
Miss Eaton, have you recognized that voice in this room?
No. No, I don't think so.
Wait a minute. Where did you hear the voice?
Over a phone.
The voice is apt to sound different over a phone.
That's true.
Colonel Shaw, if these gentlemen spoke over the inner office...
Certainly. These are serious charges.
Well, I won't do any such thing. It's ridiculous.
I think you'd better.
Go ahead. Use the phone in the outer office.
Oh, come on, Page. If you're not guilty, you've nothing to be jumpy about.
Exactly what did you hear the voice say?
Let me see. I think it was, put Kroll on the phone immediately.
Just say, put Kroll on the phone immediately.
All right, go ahead. Well, come on, speak up.
Colonel Shaw.
You boys come with me. You 2 boys stay here and watch for him. We'll go on ahead. he is. All right, boys. That's his last stop.
Well, mister, you got here just in time. We close at 10 o'clock. Guess you'll be the last one.
That's fine.
Going right up. Pretty, ain't it?
Yes,
With all the trouble and changes going on in the world, we seem to stick to a few things here, don't we? Take the Senate there, for instance. Lots of folk think senators talk too much. But talking's had a place in America for a long time. And I always say that talking's a kind of national safety valve. Good for people to blow off steam once in a while. Now take the Lincoln Memorial. He's worth remembering, that man. You'd think running the elevator here every day like I do, that I wouldn't get no kick out of all of this. But I do. Every time I look out at Washington, I kind of get the feeling that all this is permanent, that it's strong, that it's here to stay.
Yes, I guess maybe you're right.
I can see you understand, mister. But you'd be surprised at the number of people that come up here and look around and don't see nothing but a bunch of pretty buildings.
Open this door.
Now, who'd want to be walking up here at this time of night?
Open up.
All right, all right. Hold your horses.
Where is he? Please don't come up here.
Oh, you mean...
Hey, wake up. Customers out front.
Mrs. Wilkins, we're here again.
Here they come.
What in the name of Joshua?
Hello, folks.
Remember us?
Why, yes, of course.
Land of goshin', it's the couple. Ask them to come in.
Won't you come in?
Well, it sure is pleasant to see you folks again.
That's right.
We simply had to come here.
Well, Mr. Wilkins.
Yes?
Could we trouble you for a couple drinking glasses?
Sure.
I hope you haven't rented our room for tonight.
Oh, no, hardly a soul comes round these parts this time of year. There you be, folks, all made up and ready.
It is.
Oh, thank you.
Champagne.
We're celebrating.
What are you celebrating?
We're on our honeymoon.
Isn't that nice?
Sure is.
Just think, honeymoon is
Gosh,
right
it's just
here
like
now.
honeymoon.
Greetings. We hope you enjoy watching Hastings Mystery Theater and the film you just viewed. Randall Schaefer, his wife Judy and program manager Dan LeClaire combined efforts to bring these productions to you, free of charge and almost always without ads. We love seeing the comments you leave about our movies in the comments section under each video production. This means so much to us. Also, Randall appreciates receiving and responding to your many emails. Thank you, viewers, for liking, commenting, and subscribing to our channel, and hit the notification bell so you won't miss an upload. Blessings to you from Hastings, Michigan, USA.
There's no one here but Smith, Wesson, and me. Dying ain't much of a living, boy. So go ahead, make my day.
Make our day by liking this video and subscribing to our channel. Thank you.
Dust him off. Now, wait a minute. The former heavyweight champion of the Pacific Tuna Fleet, and he can't do it himself. What's the Pacific Tuna Fleet coming to?
Oh. So you want personal attention, huh?
SS AUKUS calling. SS AUKUS calling.
The Morris line lost another ship, the Matlock.
What happened? The raider get her?
That's what they say.
You and your little playmate have a smooth routine.
Well, Al, with an old smoothie like you, we've got to have one. And now, muscle-bound, I've got a little present for you.
I have a line on Mr. Carter. I happen to know where he planted those bombs. There's one in that radio, and one in the radio in the engine room. And they're to explode at midnight in 2 minutes from now.
When an emerald worth $250,000 starts running around, it's liable to attract strange traveling companions.
In some countries, when the police have an unsolved crime, they blame it on a foreigner.
There was a French jewel thief named Arsène Lupin.
There was?
He operated on an international scale.
When he was alive, yes. He was killed by a detective.
Oh. I'd like to see some pictures of the body.
There are no pictures.
Why not?
Lupin was shot after he jumped from a bridge into the Seine.
Me, Steve Emerson, I believe they're dead after I see the body, not before. Excuse me a moment. Ladies and gentlemen, you see what I'm up against in this picture. I play the role of an American detective in Paris. My job is to see that a $250,000 emerald necklace and one Arsène Lupin, a notorious jewel thief, do not become too friendly. The French police assure me that Arsène Lupin is dead. With all due respect to them and to you, Monsieur le Préfect, I know that Arsène Lupin is very much alive, very dangerous and apt to strike at any moment.
Sensible and tell everything. The police are bound to catch Lupin eventually. When they do, it'll be all the worse for you.
They've got nothing on me. And as for Lupin, I've never met him. But from what I've heard about him, he's too smart for the police.
Might I ask what Renee is to you?
An old friend of the family.
Put my name down, will you? For the first vacancy among your old friends?
Well, I'll consider it.
What is that American expression? Break in? Cut in. Oh, a charming custom.
Oh, we ought to keep American customs at home. Ever hear of anyone named Arsène Lupin?
Oh, sure. Staged some of the biggest robberies in Europe.
Big operator, tops.